Hello everyone, it's your host, your friend, your boy, Jet Black, the one and only, here with another exciting video. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about 3 drawbacks of having superpowers. This video was suggested by your boy Kevin. Shout out to Kevin. Without further ado, let's jump right in. So the 3 drawbacks to having superpowers in a lot of cases are activation conditions, activation cost, and passive consequences. I'm going to go over each of those drawbacks in a little bit more detail right now. So activation conditions. Activation conditions are powers, are an element of powers that require specific conditions for them to be used. And they can make powers significantly less reliable and less useful. Examples of this are like how werewolves can only transform under a full moon. No full moon, no access to your powers. So that's a pretty common and pretty big drawback in fiction. The next one is an activation cost. So powers that have activation costs require some form of sacrifice in order to activate a power. They're essentially useless in situations where such a sacrifice is impossible. An example of this is the DC superhero Hour Man, who takes a drug called Miraclo that gives him powers for 1 hour. Without his drug, he can't activate his powers. So again, that's another pretty big drawback to characters with powers that have activation costs. Yo, Guts, welcome to the stream. It's gonna have you. Thank you for smashing that like button. How's your day today? Do you have any questions for your boy? Do you have any discussion topics you'd like to talk about on the stream? Right now, I'm talking about the 3 big common drawbacks for superpowered characters. Next up, we got passive consequences. So this one is a pretty big one. So powers that have passive consequences are powers that are essentially always on, that can cause serious problems in a superhero's everyday life. So what do I mean when I say like the powers are always on? I think a good example, and maybe an obscure example, is Spider-Man. So Spider-Man's blood is radioactive, and it's always radioactive. It's not like sometimes it is and sometimes it isn't. And you may think, well, what's a drawback of having radioactive blood? Well, there's a Spider-Man story that takes place in an alternate universe where his significant other, Mary Jane, dies because she's constantly being exposed to Peter Parker's radioactive blood through fluid transfer, if you know what I mean. So that is a very unfortunate but very real consequence of having a superpower that's always on. Another example is Superman with his super strength. Superman is always super strong. He just has to try and hold back in everything that he does. But this prevents Superman from doing things like having sex, because he can't really hold back, and he would essentially just kill any woman that he had sex with, that he would have sex with. That's why Superman's current child he actually had while he didn't have his powers, because otherwise it would just be game over, you know, for Lois Lane. So yeah, those are the 3 most common superpower drawbacks that I have listed. What are some superpower drawbacks that you guys wish were in this video but weren't? Definitely let me know in the comment section below. Guts said the real drawback is being a freak and people being afraid of you, honestly. Well, that would have to do with a passive consequence. For example, Beast from X-Men. Beast from X-Men always looks like a big monster guy, and because of that, he can't do regular everyday things like just go to the grocery store without drawing a lot of attention. So I feel like that actually fits within the 3 drawbacks I already put in. That's just a passive consequence of his power. Let's see. Gut says, so she died from her nut. Rip. It is true. She died from that nut. Gut said she died from his nut. That is even more accurate. Yes. But yeah, those are the 3 common drawbacks of superpowers that I listed in this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Definitely make sure to share this video with your friends. If you like this video, make sure to smash that like button, favorite, comment, subscribe, and ding ding ding, ring that notification bell to be notified whenever we do these videos. This is your friend, your boy, Jump Like the One and Only, logging out. Peace, guys, and peace. Check the guy.